Just like that, guys, we're back with another episode of Weekly Win Streak. It's your boy TP3 Bets coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia on this fine college football Saturday. And as always, I am joined by none other than the man himself. What up, bro? How we doing today, my brother?
It's weekend. It's the weekend, baby. We're ready for another day of action, start to finish. How are you?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, honestly. We'll be doing better if the bets hit. Took some sickening beats last night. Had fucking Tyrese Maxey over 29.5 points. Dude had 19 at the half. Scored 4 points in the second half. And then I was on the losing side of your good beat. It was my bad beat. I was on the Yankees. So, it was tough. Barely had a losing day because of that. But, we had some good wins as well. Stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning watching the Boise State game, like I told y'all, and we cashed. So, look, I want to say this. The funniest thing about the Boise State game, I know I'm being a little long-winded here, is that like everyone's like, oh, Ashton Jeanty didn't play that well. I'm like, bro, the motherfucker ran for like 130 yards, and you're going to say he didn't play good because he didn't hit his player prop over? Like, that just goes to show you how good Ashton Jeanty is. I mean, dude, running for 130 yards is like a phenomenal game.
Yeah, seriously. But they're just expecting those video game numbers out of him, where it's like, oh, you didn't give me 250 yards and 4 touchdowns. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, it was, dude, it was that. I thought that was pretty funny, but no, that was actually a really fun watch. It was a good game.
What did the score end at?
The score ended, I think it was like, dude, it was a low scoring game. I want to say it was like 29-24.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
So it was close. Nice.
Yeah, it might have been, it wasn't a scoregami, but it was definitely an interesting score. Like Boise went for 2 and didn't get it. And then they tried to go by 7, and then they got a stop on a 4th down, or they got a punt actually, and then they just ran the final like 7 minutes of the clock out. Jeanty every single 3rd and 4th down was just squeezing forward for it, dude. That boy's slippery. Now he's like, dude, that was my first time really like watching him closely since the Oregon game. And while I think he's going to be good in the NFL, like he's like good. He's like this perfect combination of short, stocky, quick, and hard to tackle. Like, dude, he's so hard to tackle in the open field, and he's like really like quick and agile and like slippery. Like he's like the perfect running back, honestly. I don't know if he's going to be like the best one in the league, but he'll definitely be good.
Yeah, dude, it's so weird. Like he reminds me of like a combination between Jahmyr Gibbs. I was saying this the other day. Jahmyr Gibbs and watch this. Percy Harvin. He has that make him miss. Like when he jukes, dude, his whole body like fucking contorts. And it just reminded me of Percy Harvin. He used to just literally shred people's ankles. I was like, man, this boy got Harvin cuts, man.
Yeah, he does. Now he's just so hard to like bring to the ground. He had some pretty crazy runs last night. So that was a solid win. At least we stayed up late for that one. Look, good morning, Pipe Layer. How you doing this Saturday? I don't remember if Pipe Layer was one of our USC guys or not. I know Troy was. I knew Troy wasn't going to be awake in time for the stream today. We still love you, though, Troy, and we're glad you cashed. I was saying that this morning on my live stream. I was like, I know a lot of y'all were asking about USC when I was live on TikTok last night. Yesterday on our stream, they were asking about USC. And I'm glad everybody who's cashed on USC won, but at the same time, I'm mad at y'all because I knew y'all weren't going to be up for our stream this morning. So shame on y'all, but at least you guys got the dub in by staying up late for USC last night. But anyway, bro, what game are you most excited to watch today?
The game that I'm most excited to watch is definitely going to be my play of the day. The late game, 7:30, 12th man in A&M. LSU A&M. I can't wait for that game. I love SEC ranked matchups. I absolutely love them. I'm also excited for the Bama Missouri game, but I don't think it's going to be as close as people think. What about you?
Probably my 2 max plays. I don't want to tip my hand on one of them because one of them will be talked about on the show. But the other one I'm very excited for is the Vandy and Texas game. That's a 3-unit play for me. So big play today in that game. So obviously we're very excited to watch our 3-unit play go off today. And y'all know me, man. I love games like that. So we're very excited for those games. Yeah, it should be a great card today. Ultimately, sorry, I'm trying to bump us up right now on Twitter. Here we go. But anyway, let's get things kicked off here, guys. I know we got a lot of people in here. We're probably gonna be live for the next 30 to 40 minutes or so. Then I got to hit the gym real quick and then start capping NBA. I am close to playing one play, and I'll give you a hint, Travis. You're gonna like one of the plays I'm close to playing so far in the NBA this morning when I post it. But Guys, let's break down here. Let's talk about these games today. We're going to start things off, bro. What do you think about this Navy and Notre Dame game? You doing anything with that game?
I'm not doing anything with it just because I feel like it's become too public and the line movement doesn't make sense to me. And that, for me, just scared me off of it. When it was 13.5, I wanted to buy up to 14.5 or 14 on Navy and feel comfortable there with everybody slamming Notre Dame. Well, everybody's on Navy, it seems, and the line is moving in favor of Notre Dame. It feels like Navy's the public play, but the line keeps moving the other way. I'm not saying that means anything, but for me, it just freaked me out. I'm like, you know what? There's so many other games here. I don't want to have to roll the dice here. I don't want to guess at noon and be on the wrong side of it. So we stayed off of it. Tell you what, though, T, I wouldn't be surprised to see Navy win straight up.
Yeah, earlier when I was talking about it, it's the kind of game where Navy either wins straight up or gets crushed. Honestly, I'm not worried about the public on it. It just worries me, man, with the data in this game. So you look at this game for both these teams. So first of all, Navy played Notre Dame in Ireland last year, got off the bus, never had a chance. They couldn't do anything against Notre Dame. So one, that bothers me too. You look at Navy's schedule and who they've beaten. All these teams are horrible teams that they've beaten up on. Like they beat a Bucknell FCS team like Charlotte, UAB. Memphis is the only good opponent that they've beaten so far this season. I'm really worried. Navy does lead the nation, and I believe in explosive plays, but I'm just worried, man, Notre Dame's would be too big for them in the trenches. I think it's the kind of game where it's either, hey, look at that, bro. People are back, man, talking about that over for you. What a hit. I just want to say this, guys. Last night I told Bro he was due for a good beat, and then, of course, I get bad beat, and he hit it. But you know what? We're glad to see the kid got it done. But anyway, I'm just a little worried Navy might be in over their heads here. Notre Dame's going to be a lot bigger than them in the trenches. Like Bro said, I think this game is either Notre Dame covers easily or Navy wins outright, and there's really nothing in between. And it's kind of crazy to say that for a 14-point spread, because a lot of times that if you're, like I always say, if you're taking somebody under a touchdown, you got to assume that they're going to win the game outright. But though, if you're taking a team that's like above the 2 touchdowns, you just got to assume that it's going to be a close game. I think that Navy either wins outright here or gets rolled. Nothing in between.
Yeah, I totally agree. And especially because Navy's at home. I mean, you could see Notre Dame coming out there, Riley Leonard throwing a stupid interception or something like that. Navy gets up 7-0, and then all of a sudden, momentum. They're running the ball. They're eating the clock. It could be a close one. At the same time, you're right, though, dude. They could literally do a speed option, 1-2, boom, off to the races, right on Navy, and Notre Dame's athletes put this away early. I just don't know. There's better games on the slate. It's going to be a good watch and an interesting one. But T, I'm with you, man. I think this is too many variables to make a play on it.
Yeah, I like the over more, to be honest with y'all. If Navy's actually going to hang, it's going to be with their explosive plays here. So I think the over is more so my play. Let's give out a free play here at the early hour, bro. I do have a max play at the early hour, but I'll let bro take the floor first. What game you want to talk about first?
Well, first of all, guys, if you go to my bet, all the plays are going to be up here in just a moment. I have everything done. I just need the write-ups for the 12 p.m., so have no fear. Bro's here. They're going to be posted here in just a moment. That said, we're not going to talk about the Ohio State game. That's going to be a VIP exclusive. I will touch on another Big Ten matchup, though. Guys, I love this Indiana-Washington matchup, and it's not the angle that you think. I like the under. I like the under 55. We bought up a point. But here's the thing. First of all, 55 is the magic number in college football right now. It is the most prevalent occurring total. In the last 5 years, 3.98% of games end at 55. So that's why we bought up just in case. But Rourke is out for Indiana. Okay? Taven Jackson did look good. He looked great in garbage time with a Nebraska defense that was done. They were just totally cooked. It's over. They're throwing in the white flag. There was no pressure put on him. He was able to just basically drop back and throw it to whoever he wants. That is not going to be the case today. I'm telling you that. I think Indiana, Cignetti is going to have to dial it back and they're going to Troy's in the chat, T. Troy is up and live and at
Hey,
it.
let's go. Troy, we literally talked about you at the top of the show. I was like, man, I'm glad Troy stayed up late and cashed last night. I was like, I knew his ass wasn't going to be awake in time for the stream. I was wrong, Troy. I'll never doubt you again.
And he's at work, too. This guy's a fucking legend.
Yeah,
at work dying. We love it. But, guys, back to it. Cignetti's going to have to go with a conservative play-calling style. And I don't think that necessarily impacts Indiana negatively from a win-loss standpoint, but it does affect the trajectory of this game. Guys, Washington kind of wants to run the ball anyways and keep this game close, okay? They don't want to get into a fucking track meet with Indiana. They just don't. And Indiana just wants to get out of this game with a win. Conservative play calling. Let's not do anything too drastic here. Indiana is one of the best running teams in all of college football. You may not think so, but they're top 30 in terms of rush per play effectiveness. And they have a couple of really good running backs there in the backfield. I think, listen, if you're at home, just turn around, hand it off. It's going to be a lot of running, a lot of punting, a lot of conservative play calling on either side. I think under 55 is a lock. So that's the play. T, first of all, do you, son of a bitch. First of all, do you like the play? And second of all, what is your lock of the 12 p.m. slate?
My lock of the 12 p.m. slate is over 9 Red Bulls for Troy today. No, I'm just kidding. I love it, Troy. I'm so happy you made it in here, man. And he's at work on the stream as well. Troy might have, guys, y'all, we need to see some engagement on here. Troy right now is taking over #1 list viewership. It's him versus Travis right now. But no, in all seriousness, we love everyone who comes in here every single time. We can't do these streams without y'all. But honestly, this Indiana game's intriguing to me. It seems like Washington's a super sharp play, and you look at Washington, they can't kick field goals. They're not good at finishing drives right now. Indiana's defense has played great. Washington actually has like elite numbers at moving the football up and down the field. They just don't score. So I think that's probably a good thing for you here, bro. Washington's probably going to go up and down the field, miss some field goals, go for 4th downs and not get them. I think this is going to be a tight game, to be honest with you, and I do think it will be lower scoring. So I like your look there at the under in this game. It's a Big Ten matchup. But the game I'm most interested in, I do have a max play, like I said, but I do have another play. It kicks off at 12:45. I don't know why the SEC does these 12:45, 4:15 games on. I guess they're trying to get more viewership on like their network games, and then the SEC network games start a little later. But I'm gonna go to this Arkansas-Mississippi State game. You look at Mississippi State, guys. Mississippi State has the 15th worst defense or 13th worst defense in terms of yards per game right now. They cannot stop anyone. And if you look, Georgia, Texas, and Texas A&M all didn't take the game seriously against them because they had big games on deck. They used it as like almost playing like a team in week 1 type thing. And Arkansas needs this game like blood, man. Arkansas has this game and Louisiana Tech on their schedule. They win both these games. They go bowling. Arkansas has to take this game seriously. I think that at the end of the day, guys, and when I look at this matchup, that I don't know what I just did. I just clicked something weird. I was trying to pin this comment. There we go. I almost accidentally blocked Travis's comment instead of pinning it. But anyway, when I look at this matchup, I think Taylor Green's going to go crazy on the ground in this game. I think Arkansas should hit some pass explosives here. And ultimately, I think Arkansas is probably, just because they're Arkansas, going to win this game by like 14 points when they should probably win this game by like 3 to 4 touchdowns, in my opinion. So give me the Razorback here. Woo, Big Suey.
Whoa, woo, Big Suey. Love it. If you say, let's go, Arkansas plus 8.5. Hey, we like it. No, I have Arkansas money line in a parlay.
Okay. So yeah, I love Arkansas, man. This is one of the best mismatches on the slate, in my opinion.
I got you. Yeah, and I would agree with you, dude. Mississippi State's defense is really, really bad. They're like really, really bad. So, and like, dude, none of their home games have been close. None of their they've gotten blown out at home. Like, it's not a home field advantage. So I really like that. Guys, TP3, he's got a max play in this game, and I don't know exactly what it is. He probably can't tell you because it's a secret. But I will delve into another play that I really, really like in the Ole Miss over before I get fired. We're actually going to go right to that game, bro. We're going to talk LSU or Ole Miss. Guys, here we go. Fact of the matter is, this is Ole Miss. You're going to see what you're going to get out of Ole Miss for the rest of the season in this game. And I'll tell you what, if they come out flat, I'm fading them for the rest of the year. I'll never touch another game because it's over for them. If they don't win this game, they're not going to the playoffs. They need to start dominating SEC opponents to look good for the committee. Here's what it comes down to. Oklahoma has one of the worst offensive lines in football. Ole Miss is top 10 in every single defensive metric you can imagine. Legitimately every single defensive metric you can imagine. And with a terrible offensive line like Oklahoma, the only way you're going to be able to navigate the number one havoc-creating defensive line in football is to have a mobile quarterback. And Oklahoma did one of the cardinal sins. They pulled their starter because they thought the grass was greener on the other side, and this fucking freshman fucked everything up. He looked great for a fucking week, and then he's just been terrible. Now you got to go back to Jackson Arnold after you ruined his confidence. You said you're not good enough to play in one of the biggest games of the year for them. Yeah, get fucked. This dude can't move. He's not mobile in the pocket. He's going to be running for his life against South Carolina, which, granted, they are top 5 and have it created as well on their defensive line, but he was sacked 8 fucking times. 8 times, bro. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I love Ole Miss here. And then you look at Oklahoma, which is touted for their defense. Their defense has been carrying the offense, and it's just taking its toll on them. Giving up fucking 35 to South Carolina is unacceptable, and they gave up 34 to Texas at home in the Red River rivalry. This is not a defensive team. Ole Miss is going to fucking blow the brakes off. But we took advantage of some weird line movement. The line started at minus 20. It moved all the way down to minus 18. So what I did is right when it was at minus 18 at minus 118, I brought it down to minus 17. That's minus 135, minus 17, Ole Miss. That's the play. That's the play.
I'm picking up what Bro's putting down. Troy, on the over, I would just be a little worried that Oklahoma can't do anything, to be honest with you. But I do think it's the type of number where you would want to take an over, to be honest with y'all. Like that game does kind of check a box. I'm telling y'all, man, college football caught up to what we did last year. Last year, we would take like 8 plays on a Saturday, and we would take like 4 to 5 totals. And I swear to you, we were like 80% on our totals last year. This year, the totals haven't been as good, but one, they have the helmet talking thing now. So like, they're taking longer, and I swear to you, they're still bumping the totals up. Like it does, like they definitely caught up to what we did last year in totals for sure. But the one max total I do have is my 3-unit play today, and that total is looking gold. Let's go to a night game here. I'm gonna give you all 2 free plays in some night games here. I don't really love the midday slate. I only have 1 play actually in the midday slate, which is that 3-unit play. But we're going to go to the night games here. I've seen a lot of people ask today about this LSU Texas A&M game. Guys, don't fall for the sports betting trap in this game. The trap is to take LSU in this game. Let's talk about it. Yes, sir, Travis. A&M money line, boys. A&M is going to win this game. First of all, Texas A&M, the 12th fan, top 3 biggest stadiums in all of college football. That place is going to be packed. The cadets are going to be waving the towels. The 12th fan is going to be absolutely rocking today. Next thing up. Texas A&M played possum last week. You look what they did against Missouri. They destroyed Missouri with their pass rush. Texas A&M is a top 25 rush EPA offense. They're going to run the ball. They're going to get a lead and run the ball on LSU in this game. Elko's figuring it out offensively. They played Notre Dame right now. They beat Notre Dame by 2 touchdowns. That was just first game, new coach type thing. LSU feels like it's a total trap, guys. This is one of the most public plays of the day. It's getting all the tickets, all the money. Nobody wants Texas A&M except for TP3. I don't know if Bro said he has a play in this game, so we'll see which side he's taking in this game. I actually can't remember which one he told me he's taking. But you look at Nessmeyer, he's a pocket statue. He's going to get blitzed in this game. What have we seen so far with the SEC? It's parity throughout the conference. You got to buy low and sell high on these SEC teams. Last week, we bought low on Georgia, max play. They blow Texas out. This week, we buy low on Texas A&M, and we sell high on LSU. Guys, LSU was 1 quality win. They beat Ole Miss, night game, Death Valley, one of the hardest environments in all of college football to play in. I'm not upgrading LSU for that victory. They could have lost that game too. They needed like a last-minute touchdown drive to cover and go to overtime to win the game. You look on the flip side of things, who all have they played? South Alabama, garbage. UCLA, garbage. Mississippi State, or I don't know if they played Mississippi State, but they played a garbage schedule and they lost to USC. That loss is getting worse and worse day by day. Ultimately, guys, when I look at this matchup, I think that Texas A&M has a lot of advantages here, and I think they're going to have a good game offensively. Colin Klein seems to be trending this offense up every single week. Gig 'em Aggies, baby.
Woo! What a breakdown. Man, that got my juices flowing, T. What a great breakdown there. Wow. And you're totally right, dude. Who the fuck has LSU played? Nicholls State, UCLA, Southern Alabama. They did play Ole Miss, but like, bro, yes, they lost to USC, and they almost lost to South Carolina.
They should have lost. Remember, they called back those bullshit pick sixes twice?
You're right. Yeah, bro. Seriously. But here's the thing. We can talk X's and O's. We can talk trends, stats, numbers, all fucking day until we're blue in the face, guys. Two components lead me to this play. One, in the last 6 matchups, the home team has won straight up. No matter what the spread has been, the home team has won straight up. 2, I do not trust O'Brien. Or not O'Brien. What the fuck? What's
Brian Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly. I don't trust him farther than I can throw him. And if you've ever seen my little SpongeBob arms, I'm not fucking throwing anything anywhere. Okay? This guy, he's a fucking numbnuts. This dude has blown games for his team in every year I've seen him as a coach, going back to when he was at Notre Dame. And here's something that I found very, very interesting. He's 11-14 against ranked opponents, and he only has 5 wins against top 10 opponents. He is not good in these games, man. He's not good in these games. Now, I believe A&M is ranked 9th. Are they not?
I think they're 14th.
14th? Who's ranked 9th? Oh, that's LSU is ranked 8th. So it's not technically a top 10 matchup, but it just goes to show you this dude cannot win the big games. He doesn't have the stones, doesn't have the leadership ability. What it comes down to is this Elko guy, correct me if I'm wrong, but he came from Duke. Yep. And that type of like trajectory, you come from a small program, you're building something, there's a type of momentum that's behind that. There's a type of momentum that's behind the crowd. You're backing a program that's building something. This Brian Kelly dude came to LSU and used a fake Southern accent. And since then, it's been shambles. We're taking A&M, and we're taking them on the fucking money line.
I'm not going to lie. I actually do think Brian Kelly's a good coach, but I like everything else he said. I'm team Brian Kelly. I'm team Brian Kelly. Let's see here. Bro, you want to – well, I guess we both just gave out a free play. Let's talk about this UCF game. UCF's getting steamed now to 3.5 today against BYU. Bro and I were talking about this game in the green room. Let me give you all the cap on this game. So you look at BYU right now. BYU grades one of the most lucky teams in all of college football. They got destroyed last week on the ground, giving up 259 yards on the ground to Oklahoma State. Talked a couple times about how bad Oklahoma State's rush attack and offensive line had been playing. So that's pretty alarming for BYU to get crushed on the ground by them like that. And look, the reason why this spread makes sense to me. Here's part number 1 of the cap. BYU travels cross country to Florida. It's going to be 80 plus degrees and humid as shit. So this is going to be a tough environment against did I freeze for a second? Did I freeze for a second? Or am I good? Okay.
You did, but you're good.
That was weird. It like cut out for 1 second. Okay, perfect. And so they're going to be traveling cross country, playing in a tough environment here. And on top of that, look at UCF's offense. They're 3rd in rush yards per game, and they're 1st in rush EPA. They're basically a service academy on the ground. Ever since they made the quarterback switch, everything looks better. RJ Harvey, they're going to run this RPO, zone read, all that stuff, and they're going to run all over BYU in this game. I'm actually worried this one might get out of hand. This is like the college basketball where the unranked team's favored over the ranked team here in this game. That's exactly what it is in this spot. I could only take UCF, but I'm going to pass on this game altogether.
Dude, I love that, and I'm looking at this right now.
Mm-hmm.
So just a bit ago, it was 84% of bets were on the money line, and 77% of bets were on BYU plus 2.5. It's now moved. The line has moved to 3. 87% of money is on BYU money line, and now 82% of money is on BYU plus the spread. So again, I don't remember what game we were talking about that I said, you know what, I don't want anything to do. Oh, the Navy game. I was like, I don't want anything to do with it because of the line movement. This one almost is calling me, bro. Why is the line moving the other way? I might have to take UCF here.
Can you do that again?
Bro.
Well, love that. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, the line's pretty sketchier in this game. To be honest with you, in college football, I don't buy as much into sharp plays as I do in other sports like the NFL and stuff. But at the same time, I 100% agree with you. This one actually makes sense to me. Like the logic lines up here for UCF. Besides the fact that it's a sharp play, so it does make sense. I'm gonna pass on this game though altogether. Let's see here. You want to give out another free play, bro, or do you want to talk about a couple other interesting games and then we'll get my final free play for the show?
Let's just because I've given out a couple of free plays already, I want to keep the rest close to chest for my VIP, especially because I haven't uploaded the slate or anything yet. Let's talk a couple of interesting games, and if you got some free plays you want to give out, absolutely rock and roll.
All right. Yeah, I got one more free play I want to drop. Let's talk about Oregon, Illinois. The spread's Oregon minus 22 here, total 54.5. You like anything in this game?
Dude, I can only lean a backdoor. You either have to go Oregon first half or you go backdoor cover. That's my opinion on this game. I'm off of it. I'm completely off of it. Like, I understand Oregon played well against Ohio State and won, but I feel like they got a lot of good breaks to go their way. And I'm just not putting that much value into that. I'm just not. I'm not putting that much value into it. I'm not putting them going to Purdue after and running it up. Like, I just don't buy this team, man. I don't buy it, but for me, I'm just staying off of it. I wanted to take Oregon first half, but it's just too much. They got steamed up, and there's no value there. And Illinois is not terrible. They're not terrible. And I just feel like they're that gritty team. It's Big Ten play. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Illinois is at home, correct?
No, they're on the road.
That changes things a little bit, but still, I just think too many points. Too many points. What about you, T?
I will say, Travis, I do like Illinois. I do like Tulane -7. North Texas is one of the worst defenses, but best offenses in all of college football. Honestly, Illinois, the Big Ten teams going 3 time zones have not played well so far and are not really covering the spread. We saw a couple last week finally do it, but I mean, like last night, you saw it again. Rutgers couldn't cover against USC. I'm a little worried about that. I can't get a good handle on Oregon, though. Oregon, I'll actually give them this and respect this. I almost say this is bullshit whenever people say this, but it is true for a fact with Oregon. It was true last year, Georgia as well. Oregon played possum all season long. They actually played for real when they played against Ohio State. Like, they were a completely different team with pass explosives, all that shit. With that being said, Oregon could easily put a crooked number on them, or they could come out here and care less and not really pull away in this game. So with that being said, I can't trust Oregon, but at the same time, I could only play Oregon. This line's saying you want Illinois, take them, please, 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 please. Like last night, it was at 21 earlier in the week. Last night it was 21.5. Now it's at 22, showing 22.5s in certain shops. Everyone's like, oh, it's a key number. I get over 3 touchdowns here with Illinois. I don't think shit's going to be sweet. Illinois has some really bad regression numbers and some really bad luck numbers as well.
Yep, and that's why I think I'm just not going to touch that game. Great breakdown there. T, I want to talk to you about a game. Auburn at Kentucky.
Oh,
Auburn at Kentucky. Go. Tell me why I shouldn't take Kentucky. I love Kentucky.
You should take Kentucky. To be honest with y'all, look, I told Bro I would give him my 2 cents on this game on the show. So I actually looked at this game a good bit. Look, Kentucky's not the kind of team I take. Y'all see how I cap college football. I like going against bad defenses. I like betting on high-scoring games. I like betting elite offenses. Kentucky is neither. They have an elite defense. Last week, they got a lot of respect in the marketplace as favorites against Florida with little to no resistance on the Florida side of things. I think they closed -2.5, and they're -1 for most of the week. You look at that. The Sharps aren't wrong a lot. I think Florida was trend up, like I said last week, and I thought it was a decent spot for them, and they ended up getting it done. You look now, Auburn's going to turn the ball over. Auburn's deep offensive line is going to get dominated by Kentucky's defensive line. Kentucky's offense is not great, but I think they're really going to muddy this game up, and they're going to win this game like 20-10 or something like that. You can't not trust Peyton Thorne and company to turn the ball over in this game, especially I believe they had a clean slate last week, so I don't expect them to have close to a clean slate this week. I think Kentucky bounces back night game in Lexington.
Yeah, I love that. And I think so many people are putting value on Auburn playing Missouri close last week. They didn't watch the whole game. Brady Cook missed almost the entire game, came back and led Missouri to a victory. Missouri does not generate defensive pressure at all, which was a big problem and allowed Auburn to kind of just dictate the tone offensively. And then when you don't have your star player at quarterback, it's very tough to when you're already getting the pace controlled by the other team, it's very tough to kind of get in there and be able to be competitive. I just look at what Kentucky's defensive line did when they played Georgia, when they played Ole Miss. Like, these dudes are beasts down there. They're very physical, a very strong team. And, like, Auburn wants to set things up with the play-action pass. That's one of the things they do. They like to run the ball, set up the pass off the run. If you are unable to set up the run because you can't fucking run the ball and you're in second and third and longs against this defense, that's where the interceptions come in. That's where the strip sack fumbles and all that shit. I really like Kentucky at home, and I don't think there's anyone that's going to be able to stop me from taking them. Even though it's an ugly spot, I have to take it.
I don't think it's an ugly spot. I just don't love games like that in college football where you don't have a dynamic offense. So it's honestly, I feel like I probably should take Kentucky. I feel like that was actually a really strong cap I just gave out on the game. I don't know why I'm passing it, but I'm going to. The last interesting game before we get to my free play here and then we get out of here, TP3 got to hit a little workout before we get down to watching the games. And I still got to cap MLB and NBA. So we got a lot more coming up for y'all. But anyway, the last interesting game I want to talk about here is Missouri versus Alabama. Right now, the total of this game dropped to 51. Alabama's minus 15.5. Look, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys this much, guys. So first of all, I would be cautious with this game. The under feels like it should be the play here. Alabama's secondary, though, is bad and very susceptible to giving up big plays through the air. I mean, Tennessee had wide open wide receivers. They just couldn't hit them the entire game. Jalen Milroe has like a hamstring leg injury, so they're probably going to try not to run him in this game. And then also when you look at this Alabama team, like Alabama is not really running the football that effectively, so they could struggle to move the ball in this game. When Missouri had Drew Pine in there, like Bro just talked about, they couldn't do anything offensively, man. I'm worried about Missouri's ability to move the football in this game. I'm worried about them to be able to have anything going on offense. Nate Noel, they're starting running backs out as well here. This game's a total pass for me, but I would lean towards the under. But I mean, at 51, it actually, my numbers tell me the over has like almost 9 points of value right now. So it's a pass for me.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with that game. I don't want anything to do with it. To be honest with you, if I played it, I'd probably play Missouri plus 15.5. But just because I know Milroe's he's not 100%, and they're definitely going to have to vanilla that up and muddy it up. And I really do like Brady Cook, man. I think that dude can fucking slang the ball and keep him close. But it's not something I'm dying to run to the cash counter to place a bet on. That's for sure.
Yeah, we're on Sam Horn watching Missouri game. I don't think Sam Horn's any good. There's a reason why he's the third string quarterback, but he was, I believe, a 5-star recruit out of Georgia at quarterback. He's the third string right now. Maybe he'll get in once the Drew Pine's struggling, but I don't think he's any good. But I mean, we'll see what happens for sure. Let's go though, guys, to my last free play for y'all. So last free play up here on the slate. I'm going to go to one of my favorite games today, and we're going to go to another night game where you have SMU taking on Duke. You look at Duke, guys. Duke's 83rd in passing offense and 113th in rushing offense. They're also outside of the top 100 in points scored per game. You look at the schedule Duke's played. Duke has played one of the biggest joke schedules we've seen all season long, whether it's been bad Conference USA teams to just horrible ACC opponents so far this season. The best team they played was Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech had to play the backup quarterback for half the game, and they still beat them by 10 points. There's a reason why Duke's 6-1, not ranked, catching 11 points at home here to SMU. We talked about SMU a bunch. We got our dick kicked in early in the season with SMU, and you know what happened? SMU switched quarterbacks to Kevin Jennings, and since they looked like the SMU team we thought they would be. I think SMU should win this game by like 20 to 30 points here. I don't think this game's even going to be competitive. Give me the Mustangs to get it done.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, I had to cap this game very closely, but there's definitely something to be said about a team that is 6-1 and not ranked. You know, sometimes those little numbers next to the name don't mean a lot. Sometimes they tell you everything that you need to know. You know, the committee is not taking them seriously, and I don't think you should either. Yeah, SMU, like, play that to fucking 13.5. You know, play that to 13.5. I think 2 touchdowns, the fuck out of here. I don't care if Duke's at home or not. They can't stop a nosebleed.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So
I know you haven't capped MLB exclusively or in depth today. Who do you got in game 2? Who do you have in game 2? Do you think the Yankees bounce back after a heartbreaking walk-off, or the Dodgers taking this back to the Bronx up 2-0?
Who's pitching today? To be honest with you, I have not looked at all. I looked at NBA first.
Yeah, so we have Rodon against Yamamoto.
He's a lefty. Let me look at the line. I'm pretty sure the Yankees were like heavy underdogs today, but that actually makes more sense. I mean, I think I'm going to take the over, to be honest with you.
It's at 9 already.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. It's already at 9. I mean, the Yankees hit lefties well. I mean, the Dodgers hit lefties well, and the Yankees hit righties really well. Last night, there was tons of runners on base. They just couldn't score runs. Both teams burned through their bullpen. I need to cap it a little bit more to look at bullpen usage a little heavier, but I think I'm probably going to take the over in tonight's game. Let's look at the weather. Yeah, it's 77, some wind blowing out. I think the over is the move here.
Word. Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk outside of here. Outside of these.
What do you think?
Cyber walls. To be honest with you, I have just not been a fan of Yamamoto. I like, and I was wrong because the last time he went out and pitched a gem, like an absolute gem after not having very good performances. The whole game, I was like, I should have just taken the Yankees. I should have just taken the Yankees. Driving home from my dad's house, I pull in the driveway. All of a sudden, picket notification. Congratulations, New York Yankees, fucking Dodgers over 1. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Just as TP3's texting me, there you go. I'm like, what the fuck? So I have no idea. I would probably just lean runs because you have the two best offenses that we've ever seen in a World Series ever. But part of me really, really wants to take the Yankees here. Really, really wants to take the Yankees here. They had that game wrapped up. And they let it go.
Yeah, Travis ain't wrong, man. I don't know. I need to cap the game more. I really haven't capped it at all. That was just me talking out off the top of my head. So we'll see what happens there in that game. But look, guys, we appreciate all y'all who came in here this morning, watched us come on here, chop it up, college football, MLB, all that stuff. Today, guys, if y'all want to get all our plays, they're all going to be over on SoBet. All you have to do is click the link in our bio, use the promo code TP3, use the promo code BROBRO. It's $9.95 a month for the rest of this month. And if you sign up now, you'll be grandfathered in for the rest of your life to that price. With that being said, though, even if you don't want to, please click the like button, click the follow button. We want y'all in the community regardless, and we appreciate y'all every single time. That being said, guys, I'm about to hit the gym. I need to stay in shape a little bit here, but I appreciate all y'all who stopped by. Bro, any parting words for the people?
Evan Mobley, over 15.5 points. Just looked at it. Has to be.
All right, Bro's going all in on that one. Well, anyway.